The Irwin SP5000 is a state-of-the-art telescopic arena seating system that offers the same comfort and stability as fixed seating versions. The system allows entire units to retract, regaining valuable floor space. With the system's numerous seating options, coupled with choices of decking treatments and other accessories, the Irwin SP5000 addresses the aesthetic and performance needs of any sporting venue. Stony Brook Arena features a number of different seating sections, each which must be brought from open position to closed position in different ways. Each section of the arena is assigned a letter: A, B, C, D, E5, E6, E7, and E8. To put the sections in closed position, first all the seats must be properly placed in the recessed position. A row of several seats is held upright by a bar that runs below and is attached to a bolt on the end of one of the seats. Use the tool provided to turn this bolt and allow the seats to fall backward on their own. The seats should be completely reclined backwards and all armrests should fall down to be parallel to the floor. Push down any armrests that remain upright and make sure nothing is preventing the seats from resting completely backwards. Section C is unique. It features padded nose-mount chairs. These chairs are heavier and more delicate than the other seats in the arena. Use two people to gently set these seats into the recessed position. Guardrails surround the edges of each section and are held in place with two bolts. Loosen these bolts and simply lift them out of place. They can be stored on the rail cart in the arena. Each rung of the cart is assigned a particular section. Make sure to put the guardrails on the proper rung to ensure organization. Guardrails in the middle of the aisleways can be turned to the side so that they are parallel with the seats. Simply lift them up and turn them until they rest properly in the groove at the bottom of the rail. A few guardrails are held in place by a square mount and two bolts. Each section of the arena stops closing at the top row. Feel free to store these guardrails there. Between each section are gaps of a few inches, which are filled with rubber gap closures. Make sure to remove them, and they can be stored on the floor under the seats adjacent to the gap. Steps on the bottom of each section are attached with two bolts. Lift up to release them, and place them in front of the top step of the first row of seats. Placing them any higher will prevent the section from closing. Once ensuring that all of the seats and guardrails are in the proper position, check under the seating section for any debris along the wheels, moving parts, and any other areas that could cause an issue. Each section has an adapter on its floorboard for the steerable controller. The controller features a button to bring the section forward, a button to bring the section backward, as well as a switch which allows the user to steer the section if necessary. Use the controller to drive the seating section into the closed position. Pay attention to make sure that nothing catches along any moving parts and nothing catches along the closing seats. Sections B and D are unique because they feature a small section that can be closed separate of their rows to make room for a basketball hoop. To open these rows for seating, remove the bolts that hold the guardrails into place. Handlebars on the bottom board of the row can be gently released to slide the rows as needed. The entire section can be closed using the controller as well. Be sure to lock the handlebars after moving the seats so they do not move when anyone sits on them. To bring the sections back to open position, plug the controller into the adapter. The goal of bringing sections to open position is to make sure that the gaps between sections maintain a consistent distance of a few inches. Start by bringing the largest section, Section A, to the open position, and then bring the other sections to the open position in a clockwise direction from Section A. The user may have to bring the section in and out a few times to achieve a proper gap. It's recommended that if the user has to steer the section again, drive the section back to closed position and then back out to the open position, instead of inching the section back and forth, which can cause locks to get stuck and cause the wheels of the motor to spin, possibly burning the finish off the gymnasium floor. Once the sections are brought into the proper position, replace the edge guardrails. Turn the aisleway guardrails to the proper position. Replace the rubber gap closures. Return the seats to a locked upright position and slip the steps back into the proper grooves at the bottom of the section. By following these steps, Bringing the Irwin SP5000 at Stony Brook Arena from open to closed position is an easy process that will allow the arena to be used to maximum potential for years to come.